Okay guys, we're on lesson 7.1 in the Blue GoMath book. We're working on adding and subtracting parts of a whole. So working on fractions, our essential question, when can you add or subtract parts of a whole? So our first investigate, Mrs. Clark has the following pieces of pie left over from a bake sale. So she has 2 pies. How many pieces are here? 1, 2, 3. And then on this tray she has 1. She will combine, which means put together, the pieces so they are on the same dish. How much pie will be on the dish? So first off, we're going to model the problem using fraction circles. We're going to draw a picture of our model. So in our first one, how many pieces did she have? 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 pieces, so I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3. And then our second one here, we had 1. Okay, then, so we have 1, 2, 3, and we add another one that makes 4. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many pieces do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3 pieces out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 3/6 of a pie. In this one, we have 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1/6 of a pie. Now, when we add those two together, we add our 3 pieces and our 1 piece, we get 4. And it's still out of the same 6 possible pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how much of a pie is on the dish? 4/6 of a pie. Okay. Now, suppose Miss Clark eats 2 pieces of the pie. How much pie will be left on the dish? Model the problem using our fraction circles. Draw a picture of your model, then write the difference. So if we look right here, we know that we're subtracting. So we start off with our 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have our 4/6 of the pie. So that's what we're starting with. And we look up here, we know she's going to eat 2 pieces. Must be a really good pie. So we're going to subtract, take away how many pieces. So I'm going to draw it in here so that it's the 6 pieces again. And she eats 1, 2. So she's eating 2/6 of the pie. So 4 minus 2 equals 2/6. You're right, because 4 minus 2 is 2. And it's still out of the same possible 6 pieces. So if we have 4 and we take away 2, we're going to be left with, and even if we match them up, it would look like 2 out of 6. So 2/6 of the pie would be left on the dish. And flip. Okay, drawing conclusions. Kevin says that when you combine 3 pieces of pie and 1 piece of pie, you have 4 pieces of pie. Makes sense. Explain how Kevin's statement is related to the equation 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. So first off, I'm going to draw my pie. And I have, so let's see, 6 is our denominator, and that tells us how many pieces there's going to be. So I'm going to put 6 pieces in my pie. So we're combining 3 pieces and 1 piece. So if I fill in 1, 2, 3, there's my 3, and then 1 more. Okay, how many pieces do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I have total, I guess would be the better way to say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what he said. So I would say Kevin's telling us the truth. Now we need to explain how Kevin's statement is related to this equation. 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. So if Kevin's pie had 6 total pieces, each one would be what, guys? 1/6. 1/6. So 3 pieces, 3/6 plus, do I have room here? Plus 1 piece, which would be 1/6, equals 4 pieces. which would be the same as 4/6. Makes sense, right? Good job. Number 2. Isabel wrote the equation 1/2 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. And Jonah wrote 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6 to represent combining the pie pieces. Explain why both equations are correct. So we have two equations, this one and this one. So this one, 3/6 plus 1/6, that's what we did up here, right? We have 3/6 plus 1/6. So now let's take a look at this 1/2 plus 1/6. If I have 1/2 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. So what we have is different denominators here. We know we want to end up over here at a 6. So how can we turn this 1/2 into 6? So I'm going to draw myself a little pie here. Here's my 6 pieces. Not perfect drawing, but I think you guys get the idea. If I shade in half of this pie, how many 6 do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 3/6. So 1/2 equals 3/6. Because we can see that right here in our drawing. So why are both equations correct? Both are correct because, and because I have a little space here, I'm going to write, because 1/2 is equal to 3/6. So they're actually saying basically the same thing. Okay, ooh, a hot one. Number 3. If there is 4/6 of a pie on a plate, what part of the pie is missing from the plate? Write an equation to justify your answer. So we're still in 6, which is awesome because I'm getting slowly better. Whoops, at drawing them, except when my pencil breaks. All right, here we go. Our 6 pieces of pie, and we have that there's 4/6 on our plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what part of the pie is missing from the plate? Write an equation. Okay, so because we have something missing and we know how much was there, we're probably looking at a subtraction problem. So how much total would there be if this pie was all the way filled? How many pieces would we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6/6, because that would be our whole pie. And there are 4 pieces. Minus 4/6 is going to tell us how much is left. 6 minus 4 is 2. Our denominator is 6, so we have 1, 2 pieces of pie missing from the plate. So 2/6 of the pie is missing. Check? Check. Okay, on to making connections. You can only join or separate parts that refer to the same whole. So suppose Randy has 1/4 of a round cake. So we'll stop right there. Here's our round cake, 1/4, check. And 1/4 of a square cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, check. Okay, are these wholes the same? Why or why not? I'm going to give you a second. I want you to think about that. They both are 1/4. Are the wholes the same? And the answer is no, they're not. If you look at this one and look at this one, they're not the same. No, because it asks us to explain, so we need to use words. No, because our whole is different. Because our wholes are different. They're not the same size. They're not the same shape even. Does the sum 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4 make sense in this situation? So it's going to depend on how we use it, right? If we say 1/4 of this plus 1/4 of that, does that equal 2/4 of either one? No. Does it make sense? No. Because the fourths are not the same size. And because they're not the same size, what would happen if we tried to add them together? Would they match either? No, they wouldn't. Wait, no, because the 1/4 are not the same size, so it wouldn't make half of either one. Now let me see if I can sketch this out to maybe make a little more sense. So this one, let's see. This is this size, this is this size, that's that size, that's that size. Okay, so instead of being a square here, it's a round. So up here it'd go like that. So down here, if we were filling it in, if we filled it in, if we moved our two pieces together and put it right here, would that be 2/4 here? No, because there's this chunk that would be missing. Right there, right? That wouldn't fit. Same thing if we looked over here and we added this one over to this side, it would go like this and we'd have extra here. So it wouldn't be an even half or 2/4. Okay, we finished page 1. We're on to our share and show. Number 1, write the model or use the model to write an equation. So I'm going to look how many total pieces I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that it's out of 5 pieces. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going to add on to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's again out of 5. Our denominator is 5, and our shaded piece, our numerator is 1. And that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But how many shaded pieces? Well, I can guess because 3 plus 1 is 4, but I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. We were exactly right. Okay, I want you guys to pause the video, solve these 3. After you've done that, we're going to go ahead, turn it back on, press play, and we'll solve them together. Okay, if we look over here, we have triangles. Now this one's a little bit confusing, right? It doesn't make as much sense. How many triangles do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 triangles. Does that really fit in anything here? Not really. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 triangles, right? And how many are shaded? 2/3 of our triangle is shaded. Now it wants us to write an equation, so how are we going to use this guy here in our equation? What do you guys think? What do you think? I'm going to come back to this one. I want to see if you guys can figure this one out. It's pretty tricky. I want to see who can do it. So we're going to take another look at this one. How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4 equals 2 out of 4. Okay, and I think this video is going to pause here. I want to see if you guys can figure this one out, and I'm going to have you solve the rest of these. Flip your page, and there's only really 2 problems on the back here to do. So go ahead, work through those, and we'll check them together tomorrow.